Some celebrities have no patience for nonsense. Ever seen an interview go off the rails because a star shut down a rude question? From Chelsea Handler calling out Piers Morgan to Rihanna roasting a clueless reporter, these moments prove some stars refuse to stay silent. Who had the best comeback? Here are the 10 times celebrities had zero tolerance for disrespect. 10th, Chelsea Handler versus Piers Morgan, 2014. If there's anyone who doesn't hold back, it's Chelsea Handler. During an interview on Piers Morgan Live, Chelsea quickly noticed that Piers was far more interested in his phone than their conversation. Now, most people would awkwardly ignore it and push through, but not Chelsea. She stopped mid-sentence and called him out directly. "You can't even pay attention for 60 seconds. You're a terrible interviewer," she said, shooting him a look that could cut glass. Piers, clearly caught off guard, tried to dismiss it, but Chelsea wasn't done. "This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests you invited." Piers weakly attempted to recover, making a snide remark about his show coming to an end soon, thinking he'd get the last laugh. But Chelsea hit him with a line so brutal he might still be recovering. "I'd spend this hour differently. Game, set, match." 9. Joan Rivers versus CNN, 2014. Joan Rivers was not someone you could just casually criticize without expecting a world-class comeback. During an interview with CNN, the host decided to get all self-righteous about Joan's signature fashion critiques, accusing her of being too mean. Joan, in classic form, shut it down immediately. "It's not mean. I say what everyone else is thinking. You just don't have the nerve to say it." The host, clearly rattled, then tried to switch gears and bring up Joan wearing fur, hoping to guilt-trip her into some sort of apology. Joan was having none of it. "Are you wearing leather shoes? Shut up. I don't want to hear this nonsense." And just like that, she took off her mic and walked out of the interview like an absolute queen.
But they also know that you have some shock value to you. I mean, on the cover of your book, you're wearing a fur, and you knew that there would probably be animal rights activists.
This whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yeah,
Shut up.
I'm talking.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
I'm not an activist, but I'm saying
You're eating chicken.
Yeah.
You're eating meat. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Come to me with a paper belt, and I'll talk to you.
8. Russell Brand versus Morning Joe, 2013. Russell Brand went on MSNBC's Morning Joe expecting a normal interview. What he got instead was a group of hosts who acted like they had just discovered an alien life form. Instead of asking him real questions, they spent their time making awkward jokes about his accent and treating him like some sort of exotic curiosity. Russell, being as sharp as ever, called them out immediately. "You're talking about me as if I'm not here, as if I'm an extraterrestrial." When one of the hosts tried to deflect, Russell doubled down. "You're just casually objectifying me. Thank you." The interviewers, realizing they had been completely outclassed, had no choice but to laugh awkwardly as Russell effortlessly took control of the conversation. 7. Bill Burr versus Good Day New York, 2015. Bill Burr isn't one to sit quietly when someone tries to put words in his mouth. During an interview on Good Day New York, he was there to promote his animated show, F is for Family. But things quickly took a turn. One of the hosts brought up his jokes about religion, subtly suggesting that maybe he had gone too far. Bill wasn't having any of it. With his usual sharp wit, he fired back. "The Catholic Church went a little too far. More than my cartoon." His delivery was so matter-of-fact that it left the host stunned for a moment. She attempted to move on, clearly realizing she had walked straight into a losing argument. But Bill had already made his point. The uncomfortable silence that followed spoke louder than any words. If there's one thing about Bill Burr, it's that he never backs down from calling out hypocrisy. Whether he's on a talk show, a comedy stage, or a podcast, he says what's on his mind without sugarcoating it. This moment was just another example of why fans love his raw and honest take on things. 6. Rihanna. Rihanna has never been one to shy away from speaking her mind, especially when it comes to her personal life. During an interview, a reporter decided to shift the focus away from her career and asked, "You're doing so well professionally. But are you just as happy in your personal life? Rihanna didn't even try to hide her frustration. With a straight face, she responded, "Wow, how disappointing was that question? We got to move on." That was it. No explanation, no unnecessary details. She made it clear that she wasn't there to talk about her private affairs. The interviewer, likely realizing their mistake, quickly moved on to another topic. 5. Jerry Seinfeld versus Larry King, 2007. Larry King was known for his long career as an interviewer, but even the best make mistakes. One of his biggest blunders came during an interview with Jerry Seinfeld. The legendary comedian who had just wrapped up Seinfeld sat down for a chat, expecting the usual questions about his career and future projects. Instead, he got hit with something that caught him completely off guard. Larry casually asked, "So, they canceled your show, right?" Jerry's expression instantly changed. His eyebrows shot up and his face twisted into absolute disbelief. "You think I got canceled? Do you even know who I am? I was the #1 show on television, Larry." Larry quickly realized his mistake and tried to backtrack, but it was too late. Jerry continued to grill him, making sure he understood just how massive Seinfeld had been. "Do you know how that works? You don't cancel a #1 show. I left on my own." His tone was lighthearted but firm, making it clear that he wasn't going to let this one slide. It was one of the most talked about TV moments at the time. 4th Bill Murray versus The Late Show. Bill Murray has built his career on his dry humor and quick wit, so it's no surprise that he knows how to handle condescending questions. During an appearance on The Late Show, he was hit with a rather dismissive remark about his career. Instead of getting defensive or irritated, Bill responded in the most effortless way possible. He simply said, "Well, I'm still here, so I guess I'm doing something right." It was short, sharp, and absolutely brutal. The delivery was perfect, calm, cool, and completely confident. The audience erupted in laughter, and the host, realizing he had just been outmaneuvered, had no choice but to move on. 3. Jim Carrey versus E! News, 2017. Jim Carrey doesn't do meaningless small talk, and he made that very clear at New York Fashion Week, when an E! News reporter greeted him with possibly the worst opening line ever. "Is it true you're wandering the streets looking for a date?" Jim decided to have some fun. "I wanted to find the most meaningless event I could come to, and here I am. It's completely meaningless." The reporter, clearly panicking, tried to steer things back to more traditional interview territory, talking about icons and how inspiring they are. Jim, still unimpressed, cut in. "That is the absolute lowest thing we could be celebrating. Icons. What do you do? Do you believe in icons?" By the time the interview ended, the reporter looked like she was deeply regretting every decision that had led her to that moment. 2. Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell has always been known for her strong personality, and she proved it when a reporter brought up a topic she had no interest in discussing. During an interview, she was asked about her alleged involvement with a blood diamond, but she wasn't having it. "I'm not going to speak about that. Thank you very much," she said firmly, making it clear she was done with the topic. But the reporter refused to back down and kept pressing for more answers. That was a mistake. Naomi, clearly frustrated, didn't hold back. "We're not answering those questions," she snapped before storming off. As she walked away, she even pushed the camera aside, making it clear that the interview was over. Tom Hardy versus the Revenant press conference. During a press event, a reporter decided to bring up an old rumor about Tom Hardy's sexuality. But instead of asking the question smoothly, he fumbled through it awkwardly. Tom, known for his blunt nature, wasn't having any of it. "What are you even talking about?" he shot back, his expression showing pure confusion. The room instantly went silent as everyone waited to see what would happen next. The reporter, now visibly nervous, tried to explain himself, but Tom wasn't interested in entertaining the topic. "Are you asking me about my sexuality? Why?" Making it clear that he found the question completely unnecessary. The tension in the room was undeniable, and the reporter quickly backed. Without wasting another second, Tom shifted his focus back to the purpose of the event, and the press conference moved on. How would you react if an interviewer crossed the line? Do let us know about your views in the comment section below, and for more such amazing videos, do subscribe to our channel.